Alright, it's been a while since I did a 2-for-1, so let's get started. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, aka Puyo Puyo? Never heard of it. Alright, that's not entirely fair. I can't assume everyone has played Puyo Puyo due to kids these days being more likely to care more about the next mascot horror game, half of which being thing from childhood, but evil now, and the other half being Roblox horror games that aren't even the least bit scary. Anyway, enough about Five Nights at Baldi's playtime of Ban Ban the Adventurer. Let's talk about Dr. Robotnik's Puyo Puyo machine. Now, here's a fun fact for you. For Europeans outside of the UK, it's called Dr. Robotnik and his Mean Bean Machine. The apostrophe and conjunction make all the difference. Anywho, the plot involves you and this orange Tamagotchi-looking dude named Has-Bean trying to save all the beans from Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean steaming machine that turns the beans of Beanville into his robot slaves. By matching 4 beans of the same color, you get rid of them, sending a single bean to the opponent's side. Now, the trick is to somehow line them up so a combo sets off a chain reaction of combos, which results in more beans filling up the opponent's side, which results in your victory being that much closer. Although, sometimes, especially in multiplayer, this can happen by complete accident, like here. Or here. All in all, there really isn't much to say about Mean Bean Puyo Puyo Machine. It's really just a distraction. I can't deny that it's fun, but it's ultimately shallow, forgettable fun. That's why my final rating is a TikTok scroll session out of 10. You do it once or maybe a few times, and then you just forget about 90% of what you just watched or did. I mean, I wasn't bored with it, but I wasn't clinging to my controller with excitement. It's Puyo Puyo, it's common as dirt. Multiplayer's a great time, and even then, there are so many better options for multiplayer games. Might I recommend Sonic 2 or 3's multiplayer? There was also a Game Gear version, not much to say about it beyond it being Puyo Puyo on Game Gear. However, this and Sonic CD weren't the only Sonic games to come out in '93, as we have one more to go. Sonic Spinball was also released in 1993 to tide fans over for the hotly anticipated Sonic 3 after the success of Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2, since Sonic CD by itself just wasn't going to cut it. You know, expensive CD add-on, not much worth playing on the thing besides the Sonic CD. I've only said it, like 3 times now? They got the idea to base it around pinball after realizing that Casino Night Zone was one of the most popular levels in Sonic 2, in part due to the pinball gimmicks. Despite having a clear goal, Sonic Spinball was under a very tight schedule, because not only did they have little under a year to make the game, but the team that worked on Sonic 2 split off between Japanese and American developers. Japanese developers got to work on Sonic 3, and the American devs got to work on Spinball. Not helping the fact was halfway through development, they switched the language from assembly to C, which caused several frame rate and optimization problems due to the compiler. Despite this, the game was finished by holiday 1993 and released to rather mixed reviews, between begrudgingly okay and just plain bad. As for me, well, that's what this video's about. I remember playing this as a kid, thinking it was fine. Not very good, not very bad, just okay. Then again, I wasn't really looking forward to this game. Maybe there was something I missed? Let's get right into it. As the title suggests, this is a pinball game with Sonic in it. Don't worry about trying to figure out what a spinball is, it's just a stupid pun that not even Sans the Skeleton would laugh at. Plot is, Sonic and Tails are flying to Dr. Robotnik's new Vego Fortress on Mount Mobius. On Planet Mobius. Yeah, this game takes a few influences from the American TV shows, like the Freedom Fighters in the bonus stage and the more Americanized enemy designs. Anyway, after Tails gets shot at, Sonic jumps off and somehow ends up in the Toxic Caves, the first of 4 levels of Robotnik's pinball defense system that houses the 16 Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, not 7, 16, and they're all blue. After getting 11 throughout the first 3 stages, Dr. Robotnik tries to make off with the other 5 in his rocket ship, which just so happens to be the last level. Yet there are only 4 levels in Sonic Spinball: Toxic Caves, Lava Power, the Machine, and the Showdown. Alright, let's start with the positives. Firstly, the graphics are pretty good. I like the stylization and the music's pretty good, options music notwithstanding. I really like the concept. I like pinball. I'm not great at pinball, but it is a really good way to unwind at an arcade. Other than that, I really don't like this game. Firstly, while you can influence Sonic's movement in the air with the left or right on the D-pad, lining him up when launching him with the flippers is a crapshoot because Sonic will go wherever he damn well pleases most of the time. It's especially frustrating when you want him to hit something specific or go up a specific tube, only for him to either miss entirely or go halfway up the tube and come right back down. Or what happens even more often than not in my experience, goes up a completely different tube, sending him in the exact opposite direction where I want Sonic to go. And what's even worse is that sometimes, at least in my experience, the game will just decide you lose. Like here, how was I supposed to predict or react to that? Now, it wouldn't be so bad, except for the fact you only have 3 lives and no continues. Now, limited lives are something we've just come to expect in retro games, but in other Sonic games, you get 100 rings or an extra life box and you get an extra life. But here, rings only affect your score, so it's ultimately pointless. The worst part about losing a life is that the only things that stay intact or stay saved are the number of Chaos Emeralds you collected, which are required to face the boss of the zone and beat the level. Everything else, like opening new routes or clearing slime or whatever else that needs to happen, it's all reverted back to the way it was. In between every level, you play these bonus levels where you can use an actual pinball to rescue your friends from Eggman. There really isn't much to say about these. I find this game far too frustrating for its own good, and while it would do its job to keep you occupied while waiting for Sonic 3, I cannot recommend playing or owning this today for any other reason than curiosity or to complete your collection. This game just isn't very good. Again, it is too frustrating, and I can't tell if it's a skill issue on my end or if the game's just messing with me. Maybe the former, maybe the latter, but I cannot recommend this game to anyone outside of hardcore Sonic fans. That's why my final rating for this game is a malfunctioning pinball machine out of 10. Oh, and if you think that's bad, the Game Gear version is even worse. I couldn't stomach more than 5 minutes of this game. Granted, you have 5 lives and 5 continues, but the screen crunch, worse graphics, and even worse collision detection are even worse. This one gets a broken Dollar General pinball table out of 10. I wanted to like this game, I really did, but I left feeling unsatisfied and frustrated. And I don't mean the good kind of frustrated where you want to come back and show it who's boss. I mean the bad kind of frustrated, like when you tried playing a pinball machine you think looks cool or looks fun, but it's completely malfunctional. I'll hopefully see you with another video. I'm BlueBladerBot, signing off. God bless. Hey guys, just wanted to pop in and say I now have both a Blue Sky and a Space Hay page. Space Hay is basically like old MySpace from back in the day. As well as a Discord server. You should totally join them. Or don't, I'm not your dad. Can't tell you what to do. Anyway, God bless, goodbye.